Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. Hit that notification bell so you can see future uploads. I am continuing with my Saturday series called The Great Coffee Chronicles. I believe this is like episode 9. And today I am documenting a very special kind of tradition that my husband and I have. He has different food tastes than I do. Obviously, we're different people. So I like very much to eat at Mugg and Bean. It's a nice place, and I think, again, I love the place so much because of the memories I have there with him. We always have a good time there, and so every year in July we have a short time frame where the kids aren't with us. And so the night before they come back, we generally do date night and have some time to ourselves, to adult. Not that my kids are small, they're adults or becoming very independent young adults. Oh goodness, I feel old. So anyways, we go out and we have coffee and a meal together, which is, I love that. And so I had to document this specific coffee and his sunglasses in the way or on the page, and just the time that we get to spend together on date nights. I really love that, and I think it's so important that you do have some sort of a special time out of the house, not just in front of the TV alone, but time out of the house, just together, staring into one another's eyes. We have this thing, especially at Mugg and Bean, where we sit next to one another, which kind of looks strange at times, but we sit next to one another and hold hands and just have all kinds of beautiful love. So I'm using the same gelato spray that I made for last week's episode. And I'm not using it through a stencil this time. I'm just spraying it on the page for a bit of splatter dimension there. And then I took this doily and I took some gelato, scribbled it on my non-stick craft mat, picked it up with a finger dauber and used it on this doily. This is a little heart-shaped doily that I got from a friend, Vilma, and I just love it. I wanted some extra bling and sparkle on this page, so I used some gold Winsor Newton acrylic ink to splatter some gold onto the page as well, which the camera doesn't pick up great, but it's there, I promise. And so then I'm going to just layer and put these little elements onto the page. I got at some Felicity Jane, and this is a leather-like alpha letter in alpha letters in a rose gold kind of leather feel to them, and I'm going to be using them to spell out the M and B for Mugg and Bean. And I cut my doily in, well, I can't say half, but I cut the side that I wanted on the other page off. I learned this from Susanna and Heba on YouTube when they do their traveler's journals. This just helps so that the book pages better and closes better. If you were to stuck them as one piece over the 2 pages, closing the book will be very difficult, and then when you open it, you run the risk of tearing where that center is, especially with a delicate item like the doily. And I must say, I quite like the way it looks anyways, if it's just got that little bit of white space, which in the end you don't really see even, but yeah, there it is. I'm also using this Mintay, and I believe this is from one of their ranges. I can't remember which one, but this is fussy cut already, and I think it's Our Story. I think so, yes. And I'm just fussy cutting this, or I fussy cut it, and then I'm using this in 3 places. So I'm stretching this flower a bit, having it go over the page, and then out on the other side of my photo. So I cut off a small strip so that it has that border to the left, and then using the remainder, instead of it having been under the photo, using the remainder on the other side, the right side of this photo. So in that way, I stretched out this little flower all the way across the page, which helps me save a buck. And so that pretty much is my layout. I added the gold sparkly washi because I quite liked like I said, I wanted some bling to this page. This was a special moment for me, and so I love the bling. I wanted to bring in the brown into the gold, so I just used my brown Nuvo crystal drops, and instead of making drops or little circles, I just used it as a line on top, straight on top of that washi tape. Then, like I said, I'm going to use the Mugg and Bean, or the leather rose gold colored leather alpha letters. Oh my goodness, that was a tongue twister. Using that to spell out the M and B for Mugg and Bean. And then I've got my Stickles. These are basically just glitter glue, and like I said, I wanted all kinds of fun glitter all over this page, and so I'm just adding some to the edges in certain places so that it will just give that extra sparkle when you look at this page. This is a glue, and like with the Nuvo crystal drops, you need to let it dry for a bit. So in the end, I was kind of upset with myself that I did it so early, because now I need to have this dry for a while. And so I'm back, and I've got some Chuckles, Woolworths Chuckles toffee chocolates. Yes, it's just been one of those weeks, seriously, where I need all the chocolate. I don't know if you have that. I'm eating my feelings. But check out my video on worrying. Don't worry, be happy. No, don't worry, give thanks and pray. That's what you need to do. So I am using a thankful stamp on here, and it says thanks for being you. And then it has Mugg and Bean on. So I'm saying thanks for being you, Mugg and Bean. They really do. The atmosphere, I love it. Like I said, I love it. It's not a very formal restaurant or anything like that. It's a family place, I would say. And I love just sitting there having something to eat. My husband and I often, especially in winter, go and sit and read a book there. Have a cup. They have the best soups, so we have a soup and some yummy toast, and we just have all kinds of fun. So I stamped out with the Pine Needles green oxide ink the thanks for being you, and on top there, happy. And there was a little quote that says, if it isn't worth doing, then don't do it, don't buy it, don't. So this is worth doing for me, and so I'm taking that green pine needles to pick up the green from this Mintay flower that I've got stuck here. And then I'm going to just take my brown, I think this is a dark sepia S-nib Faber Castell pen, and I'm going to be journaling a lot on here, in the sense of, number one, writing the story, and number two, to just write a little love letter to my husband to say thank you for all these special times on the top there. Loving these chocolates, having them while I'm writing. You'll see that in the corner there's a cover, a traveler's notebook cover. It can take a lot of inserts, but it has 4 definite strings for, at least 4 inserts. And so I have made one for specifically these Coffee Chronicles, because I'm nearing the end of this one and I need to make another one, and I need to store them someplace. So again, had my dirty chai, like I love having at restaurants. And if you haven't tried one yet, go try it. If they don't know what it is, it's just a chai latte with a shot of espresso, and it's just heavenly. One of my favorite drinks. Then I needed just a little bit more of these flowers, just pick up a little bit of the feel of them all over. So I'm using the olive green ink by Creative Retreat and stamping some flowers in random places, just to finish off this page and add some interest to it. Trying to make like those flowers are coming out of the other existing flowers. Not 100% successful in that, but just using the pen and adding them to the layout, and there you go. Again, want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't checked out the full series, there are 8 other episodes that you can watch, and I hope you have fun with me as I journal my coffee journey. I'm having fun with this. I don't know if you are, but it's been a lot of fun. So here's me just putting that journal in there, sticking it in there, and Bob's your uncle. I'll see you again soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.